All right, here we are. A new episode of the Grail. I have moved the watch nerding over to my second podcast, Kevin, the Grail. Welcome aboard. Here we are. It is no Basil,
No
which is
Basil.
which is funny, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't. There's like three companies we pay attention to, so no Basil's not that big a deal.
It's so true. And they
I
were
don't need
wise.
the. I don't need like the new Mont Blanc release or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like
Or
Piaget made the thinnest movement to ever fit inside a shoe. You're like, all right, rad.
no, no one cares, you
Yeah,
know. Those guys are the ones that are really bummed that there's no Rolex and Patek
yeah.
at Basel.
It's all their foot traffic.
Yeah. And I think because of COVID, there is a lot like the NAM show. I was talking to the guitar builders. NAM show is the where they show all the new guitars every year.
Oh, I've been, bro. I went in the '90s.
Oh yeah.
My friend Joey went to get. You remember the? I think it was called the Ebo.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It was that thing you could put on the
Ooh.
strings and it would play continuously.
Yeah.
We went to the NAM show because he wanted to buy an Ebo.
Oh my God.
It
Nerd
was awesome.
City.
For a while, we were like, "Whoa, this is crazy!
It
You
is
can
fun as hell.
solo forever."
Yeah, that thing's cool, man. I remember even Jimmy Page broke one out for a while.
Yeah,
It was like,
it's
wow, that's
pretty.
cool.
Like you can see it. Like for a big rock star, it makes perfect sense to have it.
But I was talking to Billy from Rock and Roll Relics, who's a guitar builder, and he said, since they didn't do NAM here last year, and then it's coming up again in next January, people are like, I don't think I really need to do that anymore. I had a great year without it.
Yeah, I mean the cost of doing those type of shows is probably a ton.
Oh man, it's like $1 million for a booth and everything for
Yeah,
those big people like Fender and Gibson and everything.
yeah. It's
And
like an
like,
art fair. Like those booths are really expensive. So if you're doing well without them, it's like,
yeah,
yeah,
like I think Rolex was spending something. I don't know. We were reading about it at the time. Was it 30 million to do Basil World or something?
got just like a shit ton of money.
Yeah. And then look at Omega. They just go, we just drop a watch on the Instagram and the whole planet sees it instantly. And then it woke up everybody like, wow, we don't have to go out there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I think it was just it turned into like just one of those long uh weekends where all these dealers are beat down every day going, dude, how come I can't get a stainless steel sub? They just get to go to Switzerland and
Yeah.
like get rid of party for a while.
Yeah, it's just a bunch of like watch nerds trying to find cocaine in Europe.
Yeah, that's like, dude, you know anybody handling? Man, I
You
got
go to
no.
Amsterdam? Like it's just that
Yeah,
energy the whole time.
yeah, man, it's a different world, but here we are. We've been talking watches since the day we met, and we talk watches all the time. And of course, and I are old school Tudor fans, and then they brought back the brand years back, and we fell in love with everything they did. They've been pretty much about, I would say, about 80% home runs, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I mean, I like a simple, affordable watch. I like the under $10,000 range. I like under $5,000 range. A watch you can wear and not worry about having it stolen and stuff. So like Tudor to me is just a good company for when you want to buy yourself like a nice watch that'll last a long time. You
The
know?
Tudor and Omega are now, to me, the only watches that someone like you and I could really own, because I was just talking to my buddy about this on the phone before you got on the show. Even if I got a Patek 5711, there's no way that we could afford to keep it because it's worth so much money that money would change our lives. The flip.
Yeah, like it was like owning a Newman back in the day. Like you're walking around with 100 grand on your wrist. And if you don't like that's the kind of if you're a millionaire, rad. Like that
Right.
makes sense. If you have $10 million, $100,000 watch makes sense. But if you're not really, really rich, walking around with that much money on your wrist is a little weird.
Well,
It's weird.
especially like I was talking to my buddy about the flip would change our lives. We haven't worked in a year. So you're like, wait, you could make 50 grand on this watch
Yeah.
in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
It's not really 5 minutes because you have to buy and flip and get yourself into the watch world for the last 30 years.
Yeah.
To even be in the game. I always tell people, they're like, dude, I can't get a stainless steel watch. It's like, well, I've been buying these since 92.
Also,
So
you've been like talking to these people for decades.
decades, man. And they're cool enough to sell you a watch. But it's like millionaires, they go, okay, I got a 5711 for 38,000. I can sell it for 100,000, but I've got 10 million in the bank. This is more about like the prestige
that
of
doesn't change their life. It'd be like you or I buying a $3,000 watch and potentially flipping it for like 5. You're like, I don't know.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like,
That's why the
just
Black
need to
Bay
buy
58
another.
was so great. You know what I
You
mean?
just need to go buy another one anyways.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a pain in the ass.
It's why you don't like when you have like a Submariner and it goes up in value like a couple grand, you're like, oh, should I sell it? But then you're like, I'm still probably gonna want one, so now I got to go buy one for the new price.
Yeah, and if you could get one, you know,
or even an older one, you're like, well,
Yeah.
I'm selling it at that level, so now I'm buying it at that level. It's like it only makes sense to sell those watches when you're kind of like done with that watch.
right.
Like I don't really wear this anymore.
I do love the watches I love now that you don't have to worry about flip, constantly in your mind of like, God, I could flip and you don't have to worry about getting robbed, which recently we saw gunpoint in Beverly Hills at an outdoor restaurant.
And Melrose too.
And Melrose guys just shaking dudes down for their watches. The watches I like now are the Omega new Speedmaster. I think it's fantastic. The one that I call the suicide model because everybody's saying it's razor sharp, cut your wrist. I've named it the suicide model.
Yeah.
And then of course any Tudor Black Bay and Pelagos and that stuff. And then the Explorer one.
Yeah.
Those are the 3. So let's get into Tudor. Tudor has absolutely crushed it this year, which is unbelievable. Oh, hold on. Let me get the screen up here. I just can't even believe what they came to the plate with. So first thing they came up with, and they released 3 watches today. And the first one is so mind-boggling. It is their right here. It's their kind of chronograph Panda.
Yeah.
With the date at the 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
New slimmer case. It's got the crushing dial. I mean, look at this. And you can get it in Panda, I mean, look at that.
That's a nice dial.
That's a dude. This is let me look
and
at
it's like is normally our chronographs usually dive rated because that's got a dive like a
right. That's what they said. They went for the dive on this one, which is wild, right? Yeah. So it's 41 millimeter, choice of 3 bracelets, domed matte black or white dial, snowflake hands, the 5813 caliber. This is unbelievable. Price $5,200.
Really?
Killer.
That's cheap,
dude. And then get this 5-year warranty, transferable. So if you sell it, then yeah, and no service for 10 years. Unbelievable. I mean, look at that thing, Kev. This is
those are going to go for I think this is going to be Tudor's first above retail.
I believe that too. I believe this
one's going to be hard to get because, as you know, you and I know now, they're selling people are flipping the new Daytonas for 30 grand.
30. So I talked to some a watch dealer. I don't want to say who it was. They're buying them at 32 grand and selling them at 34 grand. A Daytona stainless
That is
steel.
a terrible profit margin.
Oh my God. I know,
Like
right?
7%.
What? I think they just do it because they're customers. You know what I'm saying?
I
Uh,
that is un I was direct messaging with Jamar, and because he posted a picture of Gerard from like way back in the day,
yeah.
and he had that. Remember that burgundy zip up Gerard wore like
Oh,
everywhere?
yeah.
And I
This
was
is
like,
the Adidas.
this is how I think of him. Is that burgundy thing? And he was like, dude, for real. And I go, tell him his watch is worth $30,000.
Yeah. So he knows, right?
Yeah, so like put that
And
on your homeowner's
insurance.
insurance.
Okay. I truly believe that since the Daytona is impossible to get, that this is going to make this thing fucking insane. Now, do you go the black or do you go the white?
Black.
Wow. Okay.
That's how
Okay.
to me, like any, if I could get a steel Daytona, like a 90s one, I'd go black dial always. I like the white dial, but I've always liked the black more. That's
Let
like
me
the first one I saw of that model, and I was like, shit, that's a nice watch.
hold on. Let me. Oh, which by the way, Bobby Kelly, he's on Tudor. Hilarious. I see you liked it. Let me change your mind though. Ooh, there it
Yeah,
is.
man, I still get black.
Wow. Okay.
Because it
Okay.
incorporate. I just like the way it like sticks with the dial. It looks so good, and the hands stand out better.
Yeah, you know what? This one does look good because I don't like the black Daytona because they don't have the white subdials.
Yeah,
So it's like a ghost. You can't read it. But look at that red second hand, dude. The
yeah,
red.
that
Oh,
is so readable.
look at that. And the red writing.
Yeah,
Oh, and then the date, dude. This is I
the
I
date
almost
the date is nice.
I almost like this better than the Daytona because of the date.
Get the date.
Oh my God. All
It's
right. So 41 millimeter, that thing right there. I'm predicting that's going to go for about 8,500 on eBay.
yeah, easy 7 to 8 probably.
Yeah.
Unless I mean, I don't know what Tudor's production is like, but maybe they'll make a lot of them because that's going to be an in-demand watch. Because that watch competes with a Speedmaster easily. That's
Easily.
right. They're right about the same price. So that's big competition for a Speedmaster if you're looking to get a new one. So like I could see them. It'd be smart for them to make a lot of them.
Yeah. Well, I did talk to I no, I didn't talk to somebody. I watched a kind of tutor like expert on YouTube, and he said that he's followed Tudor in the last 5 years and sees what they do. They make them hard to get at first for
Mhm.
like the first 8 months, like the Black Bay 58. Can't
Right.
get it. Oh my God, I can't get it. And then he said, if you just wait about a year, all of a sudden they're everywhere.
Yeah.
So do not overpay on the Tudor because you will lose in a matter of 1 year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he said, good example is just look at all the Black Bays on eBay right now.
You know what I was looking at the other day is that blue dial Monte Carlo one again.
Oh, dude, that's
It's so cool.
fantastic.
It's so cool looking. It's
How
big,
great is that?
but it's scheme on it is so cool looking.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
All right, let's get into the next Tudor release. Pretty damn badass is coming at you right now. Let me get this here. It is a sterling silver Black Bay, and it is a taupe dial and bezel, which I call Gertie color.
Uh-huh.
It's the Gertie dial.
Right.
And it's sterling silver. It's amazing. A sterling silver brushed 58 with a open case back.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Is silver heavier than steel?
You know, I don't know because I think it might be because look at Good Art, all those bracelets they make, they're pretty heavy.
Sterling silver watches were a thing that was like that's like 1920s.
Well,
Like no
Kia
one's
hit
done
me.
that in forever.
Kia hit me, and he was like, "How are they doing this watch for 4,300 with an in-house movement?"
It's solid silver, like it's not like
No,
over
it's
steel.
no. Check it out. 39 millimeter sterling silver with open case back, a choice of 2 straps, dome dial, matte frosted taupe, $4,300, dude. And I watched a video on it. Now, Tudor has an excellent 6-minute video on their 3 new watches.
Yeah.
But I
mean,
love
the
this.
bracelet would change the price probably a lot.
Oh, 100%. That's
'Cause it
why
would
they
weigh
didn't
as
go.
much as the watch already does.
It would weigh like 5 pounds if you had the sterling silver
That's
bracelet.
interesting.
But how do you like that?
It's nice. I mean, it's totally nice looking.
I love it because it's I think taupe is cool. It's kind of a gray brown, just that kind of mid-century mod color.
That was good to have like a lot of different straps for.
Right. Yeah, like
Blue,
military.
military, blue, brown. You
Yeah.
get away with green.
Yep. There it is. So that's really cool. The Black Bay and now here's something I really like, which I didn't think I was going to. Here it is. It is the Tudor
The green and
18 karat gold, green bezel, green dial, brushed gold. So it's not shiny.
Oh,
It is unreal. So there's no shine on it. It's like that brass one they made.
Yeah.
I like this.
Those hands are really nice looking.
Oh, those are hands, their first time ever, 18 karat hands.
What does that cost?
14.3 with the gator band. I love this.
Yeah. That's a good like hefty gold watch for like a bigger person.
Yeah, right.
If you're kind of a big dude.
I just think it's like the brushed gold. I always loved how those old the old subs looked, the gold ones, where they had matted out. There was no more pop.
Yeah.
So that was fantastic.
Yeah.
How do you like that?
I think it's good. I mean, it's a little too big for me.
Right.
But like, I love the way it looks. Like
it's 39 millimeter though.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah, it's Black Bay 58, same body.
I think that's a good, if you don't want to like wear like a dainty gold watch,
Right.
Like if you're kind of want like a robust gold watch, it also like that kind of gold goes well. That watch goes well with just like normal clothes.
Oh yeah, denim, dude. Denim and a matte gold watch. I got the price wrong. Sorry, it's 16.8. I don't want to get a bunch of.
It's still a lot of gold for not a lot of money.
I know, dude. I know. Okay, so those are the 3 incredible. Tudor killed it. Wouldn't you say?
Wasn't there like, what was that model at the end of the video that just is like on a strap? I've never seen it before.
Is that the Black Bay with?
No, it's not a Black Bay. It's something else.
On a strap. Oh, you mean this one? It's their.
Yeah. What is that?
It's called their 1926.
What the hell? That watch is like, that's my shit right there.
Well, here's the weird thing. Look at the sizes it comes in: 28, 36, 39, and 41. And it's got a fucking, look at the dial. It's honeycomb.
Yeah.
Honeycomb dial, dude. Fucking
steel. What do those cost? What's the 36 cost?
Dude, this costs $1,800. Come
That's
on.
What I'm saying.
Look at that thing. It's killer.
Like if you just want a nice watch to wear to work,
that
is it.
When you're in the garage painting, dude, there it is.
That's a wonderful daily wear watch that will last a long time.
Oh, that's gonna last forever. It's smooth bezel steel with polished finish, 5-year guarantee, and just unreal.
That's a Tudor I would get. That's a Tudor. I mean, that's the same price. I mean, that price competes with like 60s Omega Seamasters and stuff. And you're getting
and you would get 39 millimeter, right?
I'd go 36.
Whoa, 36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
what are you wearing today?
This is this old Citizen from the 70s I got from Japan.
Oh, rad.
Called a Citizen Homer.
Oh, so great. Okay. So that's our tumors. That's our tumors.
Tumors where you get from an Apple Watch.
Yeah. All right, let's get on to the next now. Rolex. There was a lot of rumors on Rolex. Let's go through some of the rumors. First rumor was white gold Coke,
Right.
which I thought for sure could definitely happen. White gold Coke. Now, this is a weird year for Rolex because they put stuff out about 5 months ago because they had missed the Basel. So they held their releases for a long time and then put them out. And then knowing there was going to be more new watches coming in April, which was a really bizarre kind of a two-time release, which is totally unusual. So
Yeah.
there was that. There was a rumor of the Milgauss with a bezel, like the old school one,
Yeah.
which you and I absolutely worship. It's the
Love that
probably
one.
the greatest holy grail Rolex ever, the
Truly
369.
wonderful watch.
Yeah, unbelievable. 369 Milgauss with bezel, like
With honeycomb dial and a steel lightning bolt.
head,
Second,
head explosion.
like it's like I think no, that one's like 36 millimeters.
Right.
The
But
original.
still,
Yeah.
still. Okay. So there was that rumor. Then everybody, of course, was like, well, of course they're going to mess with the Explorer 2 because it's the 50-year anniversary. There was rumors that maybe they'll do a green hand Explorer 2, which I was very excited about, like they did with the GMT.
Yeah.
And then there was rumors that there was going to be a 41 Explorer 1, just move the Explorer 1 stuff into the Oyster Perpetual, that new body that they did last year for the colored ones, the turquoise, the red, and all that. And then there was rumors of and then there was rumors that stuff was going to go away, like the Milgauss was going to go away.
Which
So
has been a rumor every year since it came out.
yeah, every year. And each year that it doesn't go away, I'm like, I got to get one of those before it goes away,
Every year since 2007.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Right.
It was just like, the crystal's too hard to make. They're going to discontinue it. It's like they just, no.
Yeah. The second batch was soft, so they had to start over again. So these are going for 20 grand. That was the first watch that really went through the roof for a minute.
Yeah. That was the first like hard to get Rolex besides Daytona's.
Right.
But that was the first hard to get Rolex where you had to know a guy. Like I had to go through a guide to get the plain black dial one.
Right. Okay. So I would say that this was the first time in years that Rolex really dropped the ball in my eyes. Because I think it was just, they did not give the proper glory to the Explorer 2 for being a 50-year anniversary watch, which is kind of crazy to me. All they did was moved it into a 42 millimeter body and gave it the 42.
But it was, what was it?
It was 40.
Okay.
And then they gave it the new movement, the 3230 movement, because they're getting rid of all the old movements.
Yeah.
It's all going to be 3230. So they basically it looks exactly the same. So if you see it on somebody's wrist, you're not even going to notice that it's the new one unless the size really pops, but I don't really see it. Now they stuck with the orange hand. This is a picture of it here, which just looks like the Explorer 2 from last year.
To be honest, that dial looked too big already. Now it's going to be a monster.
Well, I always hated I bought the new one years ago, right when it came out. I thought I loved it. And then you looked at the dial and it was always wrong. And the reason it's wrong is they have the jumbo markers.
Yeah, the markers are too big.
And so then it makes the hands look too blunt and fat and weird. It was never a beautiful dial like the old Explorer 2s, which I love, the Steve McQueen's or whatever.
I wonder if this will make that older model kind of way more desirable, because why would you want this beast?
Right. And why is Rolex going up in size when the size thing is kind of over? you
No,
know?
there was I read an article recently about how watches are all getting smaller. Like companies are moving away from it.
Right. And look at Rolex. Their Oyster Perpetual went up to 41. Their Explorer 2 is now 42. They still have that behemoth fucking super mega deep sea. It's
Yeah,
like 45.
how big is the Daytona? Is it
The
40?
Daytona's 40, but remember they put out that Sea Dweller anniversary, and it was like with the red writing, and no one talks about that watch at all anymore, at all. And that thing I think was 42.
It was 43.
43, like a weird size and way too big with a Cyclops. I don't even know if they make that anymore. I should look. But anyway, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't get the as a strategy. It's maybe it's like how Omega has those like really big Seamasters,
Oh yeah,
like
yeah.
those like the is it Aquaterra or whatever?
Right.
Like they're like 44 and a half. They're just like big. It's a little confusing what market they're aiming at, but maybe because they're a sport model, they're just like sport models are 42. Because
I
they
don't
are. I
know.
mean, that's what a Speedmaster was.
It
I
still
think.
is.
Yeah, still is. So like maybe that's just like a normal size for a sport model, and then they're gonna try to go like smaller with everything else. But it's not. Yeah, I don't get it. And to do it with that model is weird because it's already a model that's not. It's the least desirable sport model by
Oh
far.
yeah. Oh, by far,
The
man. Like
Explorer 2 is the least desirable sport model of all the Rolexes.
even the vintage ones are steel.
Yeah, they're the cheapest of the sport models always.
Always.
So
And
if
it
you're not going to update it with something like really noticeable, I don't understand the point.
nope, nope. I don't either. I was really hoping that they would give it some glory for the 50 year. I was hoping maybe they would do like the old school one, like the
Mhm.
Steve McQueen, man, or green hand. If that thing was 40 with a green hand, I would probably and smaller markers, I'd be like, wow, this looks great.
Yeah, it's weird because it's not like it doesn't take work to update because they have to update the dial if the case is bigger.
Right.
So you're
Now,
already redesigning the dial essentially.
I can't remember. Is it maxi dial on the old vintage ones?
Um, no,
Because they look great.
no, that dial there was never the markers on the Explorer 2s were always normal size.
I think it's
And the
time to get
McQueen
an
one
Explorer
doesn't
too.
have the McQueen one doesn't have round markers. It's all rectangles.
Oh, that's why it looks so good. You're right.
It's
You're
like
right.
I think the 6 and the 3 and the 9 are just like the rectangle markers,
Yeah.
and then it's like little dashes, and then I think there's a triangle at the top. I don't remember.
Well, they did something really interesting, and it's really, really wild. Now, when they did that Sea Dweller, um, the anniversary one, they discontinued a Sea Dweller that I still talk about every year when we do this show. That's only a 2-year model. It was the one that they made with a ceramic bezel for 2 years before they went to the big size. I think it's going to be worth some great money. It's a 2-year watch.
Yeah.
And now they've discontinued the 39 millimeter Explorer 1, which
Uh-huh.
is really weird.
So it's completely discontinued.
Nope, it's just 30 back to 36, and they got two tone.
No.
So two tone,
No.
yeah. No is right. They got a two tone, and they have the stainless steel, and it's got the new movement in it. And it's look at this two tone, dude.
That is a mess.
That looks like something Tudor would have done like before they got hip.
That looks like a watch you buy at like the mall, like at Macy's.
Yeah, a
That's called like
Movado.
it is like an Esquire, like it's the one they try to make look like a Rolex, but
Yeah.
isn't quite there.
It
Why?
also looks like a bootleg when you'd get it down in New York, in the canal.
If you're gonna go two tone on the Explorer or at 36, it should be on a Jubilee.
Right, right,
That
right.
would be cool because you used to be able to put the old 1016s. People wore them on Jubilees all the time.
So they went back to 36, which you would love.
I love
And
that. That's cool.
fucking great. And it's 3450 or sorry, 6450, man. Look at that.
I mean, if you can get it, but it'll be $8,000 easy.
Yeah, right. But
But maybe 36 will make it less desirable. But I don't know. The date just that 36 millimeter date just is just as hard to get now.
Well, here's the weird thing. Now we've got this weird gray area of the 39s that are going to be worth money. We have the one that you kept saying to buy, the shorthand.
The shorthand one.
So that's going to be crazy now.
I see. I kind of, if they're both discontinued, I think the longhand will be more desirable.
Wow, you think so?
Because it is better looking.
Oh yeah.
It's better looking. The shorthand one, because they only had that for 2 or 3 years, maybe.
Right. 3 years, I think, and then they got rid of it.
But I think both of those are going to be. Everyone who has one's going to hold on to it to see what happens or whatever.
Yeah. And what a watch, man. The 39 millimeter Explorer one, I think is one of the greatest because I never go 36. My first Rolex ever was the 36 millimeter Explorer one,
right,
first ever. And that was standard what people wore back then. And I when I got a sub, I was like, this is huge.
Yeah.
Sub seemed huge in the 90s, dude.
Sub was big.
It felt big, man. And Explorer 136 was normal size. Matter of fact, people like you and Jacob Dillon, who loves the Explorer 136, it just looks normal on them, you know?
Yeah.
So that watch is gone. The 39 millimeter is gone.
That's a weird decision.
That is.
It's a really popular watch.
Well, I definitely think that the rumors were right when they said they're going back to 36, but I thought they would go 36 and 41.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Totally.
It's a shame because that size was the perfect size. If you didn't want to buy a sub, like you didn't want to have a sub like a lot of people have, and
right?
You wanted a Rolex, a really simple, decent sized watch that was in 36. If you don't have a small wrist like me, and so 36 feels small to you, that was the perfect size.
Well, it might push some movement to the Air King that really didn't sell, which is
that may be the strategy. No way you bought that Air King.
Yep, it's 40 millimeter. It's the same price, 64.50.
Yeah.
And you get basically a 40 millimeter stainless watch, you know?
It's the exact same watch. Just have some extra numbers on the dial.
It's exact same watch and same price.
Yeah.
Okay. So they got rid of the Explorer 1. They updated the Explorer 2. And then that's really all they did other than some dials. They did this weird leaf dial. Did you see it?
Yeah.
Leaf dial.
You know, I love a date just.
I know.
My favorite watch, and that is garbage.
Leaf dial, dude.
I don't get who told these companies that green was the color.
Well, and not only
every company's got a green, because there is like a thing where like people predict what the hot color is going to be, right?
Right. They did it with blue.
I don't give a shit about palm fronds.
Look
at that dial.
Dude, that is like jungle fever.
No one wears a Rolex to the beach, man. You're gonna get sand in it and shit.
Yeah, it's like not jungle fever. Tommy Bahama dial.
It would be cool if the dial was like white or like cream with green palm fronds, but like it's not. I'm not into it, man.
Not at all, man. What? Look at that.
That's like 5 minutes in Photoshop. Someone came up with that fucking thing.
You know what we're gonna see? We're gonna see like Steven Tyler rocking that. We'll be like, oh, all right.
That's the watch the dealer gives the really rich guy for a good deal. He's like, I'll give you the Daytona if you buy this.
Yeah, you buy the Tommy Bahama dial. And then you're all good.
Tyler puts it on like a camouflage band.
Oh yeah, and then we're all like, you know,
he looks cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of digging the Tommy Bahama.
Well, dude, he wears that cheetah one, and you're like, yeah, you
Oh,
should.
oh, well, I love when he wears the cheetah one. It's unbelievable.
There's like 11 people in the world that can wear the cheetah one, and Steven Tyler is one of those people.
Absolutely.
You have to have
Absolutely.
on so many scarves to make the cheetah one look good.
I still want this.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, yeah. But I did read somebody say that the 41s kind of fit funky compared to the 39.
Mm. Yeah,
Uh
39 is a better if 39 is a better size because 41 without a crown guard and a bezel looks huge.
it does. My buddy
It
has
looks
the green
huge
one. It
on
looks
your wrist. Even a
huge.
Milgauss looks big because the case is rounded, right? So
Yeah.
it just looks massive. Like that curve makes it actually feel wider. And since the bezel's not that big, the dial looks enormous.
Right.
Like if you
Right.
don't have a huge wrist, that watch looks like a beast. Like it's like that thing where it just like hangs off kind of off center.
I hate
Like
that.
when women wear a big watch, it like looks cool like that. But like if I want like a kind of a the Oyster Perpetual to me is like at 39 was the perfect one watch. If you only have like one, you want just one Rolex. It went with everything at that size.
Yeah.
But like at 41, it's just big.
You know what I forgot to check is if they're still making, let me look real quick. I wish that Rolex, when they announced the new watches, would announce what's discontinued also. Like
Yeah.
right on the website, like no longer, you know, for like a month, no longer available
People
this.
would just, the problem is I think people would talk about the discontinued more than the new ones.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, they still make the day date 40.
Mhm.
All right. And they still make it with the fucking honeycomb dial in platinum. Okay. Which is still, I still fucking worship right there.
That's still nice looking.
Oh my God. It's so good. All right. So one thing they did do subtly, which I found in the website by digging through every watch, they offer a Jubilee band on the stainless steel Sky Dweller now for $750 more.
Oh,
It is incredible.
that's good.
You want to see it? Oh my
Yeah, that's good.
dude, look at this. How good this looks. I found it by just digging around, you know, like where what did
Just
they do?
looking through the site or whatever.
Yeah, I was like, what did they do with the Sky Dweller? And then I was like, you know, do they still offer the stainless steel and blue? That's always what I go to first.
Yeah.
Because man, the second they do that, they don't, that watch is going to be worth $1 zillion.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go. Let's see here. Check this out, man. Unreal.
They should, I mean, to me, that's what Rolex should, they should make it customizable.
I think so too. And I think that, you know, the more that they would do that, that it would get rid of the gray market because
You'd
people would
have
be like,
way less flipping because everyone's watch would be so personalized
right,
that it'd be harder to find one you really like.
here you go, buddy.
Oh
Ooh.
man, that's good.
Ooh.
That's good.
There's nothing better than that. Look at that with the First of all, that's going to make this watch 1,000 times more comfortable.
Yeah,
It's only $750 more.
yeah.
And I mean, look at the difference. This is hilarious. Uh, look at the difference. It's so funny to see the difference. Polished center, you know?
Yeah, Jubilee. The fact Jubilee is so much better when with the polished center.
And Jubilee makes this watch look not as like a sport watch, but more luxurious.
Yeah, that's a really nice looking watch.
Dude, that is a must. The
What are
Jubilee.
what are those going for now? 28?
This watch?
Yeah.
No.
No, gray market.
Oh yeah, 27. Yeah.
Yeah, 27. Although
So,
I bet you that's more now. If the Daytona's at 32,
well, I
34.
checked and he said it was still around there, which is weird because Daytona is considered the king of
Yeah,
all watches now,
yeah.
which is wild, right?
I
Because
think Daytona to me it's still the 15
well, of course.
202
Yeah, of
and the
course.
Daytona are the heart, and the Nautilus. Those
Yeah.
three watches are the ones that all like the rich guys want to get a hold of.
Right, right,
Because if you
right.
have one, it says you've either spent quite a bit of money at an authorized dealer,
Yeah.
or you spent a lot over retail to get it. So it is the like shorthand to show off you're rich.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Now AP did something kind of like Omega did. They just did their own release like a month ago. So,
Mm,
they did this green
that thing,
dial and
I don't
then
like that dial that much.
yeah, I know. I don't like that dial either. But
Mm.
they did these greens, man. Ooh, with the
Yeah, that's
fucking
cool.
that's rad.
Yeah.
But I still like the purple one over this
Yeah, the purple one's cool.
from last year, the purple rain.
Yeah.
So you're
Also, they're
right.
one of the few companies that do like a salmon dial that I really like.
Well, that salmon dial, 15202 Royal Oak Jumbo salmon dial is the greatest watch made.
It's white gold, right?
Yep.
God, that thing must weigh a ton.
It's the greatest watch made.
Dude, and they only made like they didn't make many of those, right?
Yeah, I think there's like 50.
Yeah.
I remember when it came out, I called, I thought, well, it's gold, so maybe it won't be hard to get. The lady was laughing. She's like, those don't even exist.
I want if they only made 50 and a
Yeah.
normal 15202 goes for like 80 grand.
Yeah.
That salmon dial white gold's probably $300,000.
Well, I saw one on eBay for 120. 15202s are clocking in about 55 grand right now.
Oh, okay. I thought they were higher.
No, the Nautilus is the highest.
Oh, right. Yeah, the Nautilus is gnarly now.
And now that they discontinued the blue dial, it's
I looked at someone's selling a Nautilus right now for 90 grand. It's
Yeah.
either HQ or Tropical. And I looked at it, I was like, that watch was $12,000.
I know.
I could have bought that watch 7,000 times for $12,000. 11, like 9 grand.
Yeah,
Like,
I know.
what a crazy return. Some guy bought that watch and like a guy with a lot of money probably bought that watch, forgot he had it, and then like took it and he's like, can you look at this? I haven't worn it in a long time. The guy was like, can I sell this for you?
Yeah.
I mean, what a huge jump.
Dude. First of all,
what watches jumped that? I mean, the Newman jumped in my time looking at watches. So from 2007 to now, like you're talking about 14 years.
Yeah.
The Newman Daytona went from a $40,000 watch to like 300 grand, 400 grand.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big jump, but still, that's the same ratio almost as the Nautilus.
I think the craziest thing is how a new watch could be 100 grand when you could buy like 5 vintage Rolexes that keep going up.
That's what I don't like about this market is I don't trust it because I've told you, I don't think you should buy anything over retail that they could make more of at any moment. And it's weird to see some of the older models kind of sit stagnant. Like they've gone up, but like red subs have kind of just stayed where they are. Like kind of like, and I mean, dude, those Explorer 2s, the McQueen Explorer 2s, they've gone up, but like to me, that's such a cool watch. But the just kind of hysteria of how hard it is to get a regular sub is weird.
Yeah. I think that I'm in the last 4 months have been thinking Explorer 2, Steve McQueen, because I think there's going to be a day, and you and I have said this over and over, that one day it will explode and we're going to go, because it's the last vintage one you can get for a good price.
Yeah, they're still like in the 20s, the low 20s.
Yeah, and a good one. I mean,
it's
good
a cool
one.
Look. Yeah, a good one at that price.
Yeah.
You can find like I've seen Box and Papers ones for like 25 or whatever. So if you're looking to spend that much money on a watch, I think and it's really wearable. Like it's just a cool looking watch. Whenever I see every once in a while, once a year maybe, I'll see someone with one of those watches, and I'm always like, "Hey man, sweet watch."
Yep.
And they're always like, "Oh, thanks, dude. I really love it." Like, I think it's the watch that like once you have one, or like once you've had different watches, like I think someone who has a decent collection. The last guy I saw who had one, he also had a Batman, and he had like a 1675. And he's like, "Oh, I wear this more than any of them
Yeah.
because it's got a matte black dial, the orange accents, the hand, the steel bezel makes it like kind of low pro. It doesn't look like a sport Rolex, and you have a good bracelet. Like it's just a cool ass watch, man.
And it's totally outside the box. When you see someone that has it, you go, oh, this guy's different. It's not like, nobody has it.
It's for sure. That's the watch I would get if I was like going into year 3 of a TV show, making a
Right.
lot of money. I'd be like, I'm getting one of those. Like that's a cool watch. And nothing that if I'm picking a Rolex that looks good with just like a t-shirt and jeans, it's that.
Oh,
That watch is cool as shit.
and it's so, and Steve McQueen.
It's so 70s. That's why I like it.
It's so 70s,
Like
man.
that's a watch Brad Pitt should own.
100%.
This is
I'm
long
sure he
hair.
has one. I'm sure he has
I
one
hope he does.
because he loves Steve McQueen,
I genuinely hope he does. They still can't find a picture of him wearing that watch.
Oh, Steve McQueen? That's
There's
hilarious.
literally no picture of him that I'm aware of him wearing that watch. That's why a 5512 is the real Steve McQueen because there's pictures of him wearing it.
Right,
You
right.
cannot find a picture of him wearing that fucking watch.
All right, let's get into the granddad. The absolute unobtainable. Unobtainable.
Yeah.
I really, really don't know what the employees do at a Patek dealer except field hate.
That's gotta be the easiest job in the world. No.
What do you sit around and do in the showroom?
A Patek dealer at this point is like those insurance scam medical places that have like 4 items in the store and are never open.
Yeah.
And there's
Yeah.
just like a wheelchair in the window because they're running just a full-blown insurance scam. That's what a Patek dealer is now.
It's so nuts, man.
That's the job I would take because I'd probably write 5 scripts a month.
Oh my God. You're just in there surfing. You're in there working on another job. Can you imagine? Like you get a different job, like computer work. And so you're just in there working 2 jobs.
You're a web designer if you're a full-time Patek dealer.
Yep, exactly.
What do they even do? Sell cufflinks and shit?
Yeah, I think they just constantly try to wield you over to the other ones, which by the way, the one John Mayer told me to get, you can't, they don't even have that. And that's not even a hot model. I'm like, hey, do you got this fucking model? They're like, nah.
I don't even think they have like the 5127, like the dress models, like the really normal ones. Because I'm sure they make people buy those to get on the list for other ones.
I mean, I thought, well, you could get this one that John Mayer recommended. Then, of course, you're on a list, that cool platinum one that looks like a high school clock.
Yeah.
God, I love that watch. Yeah. I actually love that watch like more than a lot of watches because it's just cool. So fucking classic. Yeah, I really don't know what goes down there, but I did read, which I was right before I had you on. They 5711 discontinued the blue dial. We all know that, and all of a sudden they're 125 grand, and then they came out, which by the way, the watch was 32 grand. Now they're 38, and they came out with the green one. So it's olive green. It's a sure. I fucking love green. You can't tell there because that looks gray, but let me see. There's some good pictures of it. This might be good. There you go.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. So, and then let me, here, we got this here. You can just go here. There you go. There.
Yeah, I like that color.
I love the color. This is the later dial that they came out with 2 years ago where it's raised onto the bars. Before, the bars went straight across here in the logo area.
Right.
And then it was applied. Now,
applied logo. Now it's printed.
Now it's printed. And that happened a couple years ago. Oh. I wasn't quite sure what I felt about it, but now I think, because see, it takes out the straight across bar.
I kind of like that.
I do too. I didn't at first. And
it's probably a lot easier to produce because you're taking away a step.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just because you have to print on the lower part anyway, so you just print it all.
Right. So that is the green dial. I was reading
Weird. You know, it's a little weird that like the markers
markers. I thought
are
that too.
glued to a dial that where it's like they're it goes like they're it's not flat technically because the grooves.
Right, right, right. I thought the minute track looked kind of trippy.
Like it must be really hard to put glue because you can only put glue or however they adhere it
Yeah.
to like different areas of the markers. Like especially like the two, you can
Right.
only put little bits of glue at the top and then like a little at this corner.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because the way it's angled, there's not a lot of connection
Do you
space
think
for
there's?
glue.
I wonder if there's cuts in the dial
Oh, there
that it
might be.
fits into like that.
There's got to be holes in there. They drop it in probably, like they just
Yeah, because
snap
that
in.
would be a nightmare. You'd see glue like there. That would be like there'd be
Yeah.
mistakes and shit.
It's got to be snapped in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to try one of these watches on. I've also been lucky enough to try on the 15202, both Gerald Genta design watches.
Yeah.
Both of them are unreal when they're on your wrist. You can't even tell. They're paper thin.
They fit flat.
They fit flat. They are the ultimate fitting watches. There's nothing that fits like these two watches. And that is the hysteria of it for me. Of course, 10 years ago, no one gave a fuck about this watch. You can get it for
People
$1.
hated this watch.
Hated it. And hated it when it came out. Yeah. It was a stainless steel watch. People are like, what?
The Aquanaut in this watch, people straight up, and the only one they liked of this one was the chronograph.
Right, right.
That was the hot watch in 2007, possible to get, and it was the same thing. It was 36 grand, and it sold for 45.
Right. So they did the green. Now, I was reading right before I had you on that this is supposed to be the last year of the 5711. So they decided to do it in green. I find that hard to believe, but if it is true and the 5711 maybe becomes something different, like a bigger version or a different number, the 57
How big is it now technically? What's the size?
it's 39, I believe. Hold on, I'll tell you right now. So here's what it says. Let's see. It doesn't have the size. I always thought it was like 39,
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it's 40.
No, when you put it on, it's just unreal.
How big's the travel time?
Travel time is 39. Oh no, that's 41.
Yeah, so this one's small. I bet you this one's 39.
Yeah, but it's travel time's weird because it's the buttons on the side and shit. Yeah. But yeah, this has the ports on the side. So I don't know. It's so funny because I used to know everything about this watch, and then once you know it's completely unobtainable, the info.
That watch, because it's stainless steel. What are the middle markers on the bracelet? Are the are the middle links white gold?
Nope, it's all stainless.
That watch would be worth 15 grand.
Yep.
I mean, really, even is it even really like that? Should be a $10,000 or $12,000.
Well, the amount of time it takes to make it, I understand because of the labor.
The bezel is the subtle change in the bezel,
or
that really subtle corner is pretty nice.
Yeah.
And you're gonna bump it into shit.
I saw one beat up. It was wild.
That watch should cost $15,000.
Yeah.
The stainless steel watch that tells the time and the date.
Yep.
And that's it.
I do think it's the greatest design ever made. I do love the 15202 because it's Gerald's first watch design, and it's kind of crude with the screws and everything.
The old ones are as good as it gets.
Oh God, yeah, the 5402. Oh,
the old 5402s, when they're like you get a little bit of beat up dial. The gold ones, and those are as cool a watches you can get.
Yep. So they did that, and then if they discontinue it, the watches will be like 200 grand if they do get rid of the 5711. Then they did this, which is this one, which is a rose gold with the blue dial. I like it.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, let's see if I can.
I like rose gold.
Yeah, and it's on a band. It's on a bracelet, not a band.
Yeah, because I don't
So
like their their bracelet. Like their bracelets don't look good to me. Or, I mean, not the bracelets, the bands. The way
right
they attach doesn't look good to me.
here it is, right here. Good photo. Really
Yeah,
cool.
that's a cool watch.
That's a cool watch, man.
What's that? What's the retail on that guy?
Oh,
60
90.
something?
I think it was 90.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You know what it is? 90. It's they're like 80 and 90 or whatever.
Yeah. It's like gold, Let's
Yeah, I
see.
mean, look, if you're really loaded
Yeah.
and you want a cool watch to wear on your yacht, that is the yacht watch.
Now this place already had the green one today.
In
And they're
Shanghai. Yeah.
and look, they're opening it up. Get a look at this. He's
Chinese billionaires. Whoa, buddy.
yeah, Chinese billionaires, dude. Check
They buy
this.
watches, man. They
Look,
buy watches in China.
look at this watch, dude. Look at it. Ooh. Oh man, dude. Look at that thing. Oh,
What client was loaded enough to where like they're like, can I do a video? And he was like, yeah. He's like, are you gonna wear it? He goes,
yeah.
yeah, I'm gonna wear it. So you can wear it.
I'll just wear it out of here. Look at that thing, dude. I mean, it's crazy too is just 2 years ago, you and I were at a private viewing of the new Pateks, like 20 of us in this room in Beverly Hills. And now, because of COVID, that's just seems like completely never happen again.
Yeah. We'll never see Praz from the Fuji's in a watch store ever again.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, Praz was there. It was awesome. I was like, oh shit, it's Praz.
Yeah, and he had like 10 Pateks. Hilarious. So, that's what we got. I
That rose
still
gold one is a really nice watch.
still love that, the Purple Rain.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, look at that. Look at the purple on that. But those are the releases. Rolex.
Patek Two-Tone Explorer 1 sucks.
Oh, every year we have one that we can't stand.
That watch sucks.
It sucks, dude.
Also, a black dial on a two-tone, to me it rarely looks that great. I like a gold. Like, to me, if you're gonna be like, check out all this gold, do a gold dial. Do a gold dial Explorer 1. Like the two-tone sub is like the only two-tone that looks cool to me with a black dial, because the black dial it's just too severe in comparison to the gold to me, in my opinion.
Well, Rolex, I think that they, gave us some great stuff over the last 5 years with the Batman, the Pepsi, the Sky Dweller.
I just feel bad for, like, think of the amount of meetings it took to decide that.
I know.
And they're just, like, I mean, months. Like, dude, these people talk like, yeah, we're getting ready to launch Explorer 1 two-tone. Like, that's their job. And they're like freaking out, like all stressed, like launching Explorer 1 two-tone. It's coming up. Like, yeah, we're getting ready to roll it out. Like, they use those phrases like, we're rolling this out and rolling that out. And you're just like, okay, who gives a like, that's why. Who cares, man? I would give anything. I would sign all the NDAs in the world to just sit, to be able to talk to the people at Rolex who decide the new changes. I just want to sit there and be like, oh, that's why. Like, I'm sure there's reasons. They're like, well, this market buys this market buys this market buys this is our market share, this is how many. Like, it's got to make sense. It's not like they're idiots.
Yeah.
I just want to know the rationale. When they're
like,
I
used to think that with Harley,
Yeah.
I would sit around, look at Harley at the paint jobs, and I'd be like, Bob Wire and Tribal in 2006. What are you doing?
It was 2006 was 55-year-old men buying that shit.
I know.
And they wanted that. So it is like some of those dials, they're not for I don't think the American market is a big concern for Rolex.
I don't either.
I'm sure they care about it, but it's gotta be less of a thing they care about. So those dials and those changes gotta be for just other places where they sell tons of stuff.
Yep.
I mean, they're way more concerned. It seems like watch companies in general are much more concerned with Asia than they are with the US.
Asia and Europe,
Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that too. I mean, I'm floored by this green dial. It is, you are right. It's weird that how, watch companies, like, it was blue dials. Everybody was blue dialing. Then
Blue.
now it's green dial. But
I wonder if it's just dominoes. Like they find out someone on the inside's like Patek's going to do a green dial. So
yeah,
then every other company's like, shit, we got to do a green one.
I think that this green dial 5711 behind me, this is just me. I think it's my favorite watch I've seen in years. I'm a green freak,
Yeah,
everybody knows I love green. I think that this thing in the sun would probably look insane. And at night,
Also,
it'll look black.
the great about green dial, it goes with all black clothing and goes with blue clothing. So you
Yeah.
can all your jeans goes with all your jeans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's my problem with blue dials is if you wear like all black, it doesn't necessarily look that cool.
Yeah.
But like green's a great color like that.
I also love the Timex Snoopy line going on right now that you and I
put out a new one today.
I saw it, the 1928 or whatever.
It's like a 70s body. It's a little bigger. Timex is kill. I wish they were slightly smaller, but they're doing a really good job.
They are killing it with the Snoopy stuff too,
if
man.
You want an inexpensive watch, a Timex is where it's at. Because they also have that I forget what it's called, but the 70s reissue one, they have it in manual wind and quartz. The manual wind's 40 millimeters, but the bracelet, because I have the Snoopy one, fits so well. It's so comfortable and it sits fucking flat.
What a great job Timex is doing, man. Yeah, I mean,
I see people with one of those. I'm like, you're cool.
Yep. Exactly.
Like that's just, to me, that's just, you have good taste and you don't care that it's like not a super expensive watch because it just looks cool. It's just a fun, there is that kind of collector that just likes fun watches. Like those weird Lejour dials, like all those companies that make crazy 70s dials. Like that kind of collection is fun. It's cool to me. As I get older, that's the kind of, because I don't really care about like people noticing my watch. Like I just want something I can look at a lot and be like, that's cool looking.
Yeah.
And so like those dials and just like the weird color configurations and the shapes and stuff, those are fun to buy. I told like a friend of mine just bought her first Rolex and I was like, everyone should have one nice watch and 11 fun cheap ones.
Yeah. Oh
like
yeah.
Watch, a white G-Shock, like all kind of Mickey Mouse, like that. That's like, if you're not a weird watch rich guy flipper like going to Basel, that's like a fun. You should have watches you change all the time. That's fun to me.
I love that G-Shock Royal Oak one.
Yeah. I
love
saw a customized one. It was gray, and then they changed the markers to like rainbow colors. It was rad looking.
That kind of shit's fun, man.
Are those hard to get?
Kind of, but I can get them now.
I kind of want the gray one. Are they really expensive?
No, man. I think it was like I can't remember, like 130 or 180.
Do they have a solar one? Because that's like, to me, the solar one is you cannot beat the G-Shock. I have the Solar Atomic. Yeah. It is the most durable, useful fucking thing in the world.
I love it.
Plane, you get off the plane, it changed while you were flying.
I love that John Mayer one. I was hoping to get one, and then it didn't happen. I don't know what happened there, but
maybe they haven't actually released it yet.
I don't know. Yeah, maybe actually. You might be right there.
Maybe that's dude. It's like the way Marvel releases TV shows. They're like, get ready for Loki, and it's like, yeah, 9 months.
Yeah,
like, we're gonna find, like, dude, like they advertise shit so far ahead. They're like, this TV show's coming out, and you're like, you look at the year, you're like, 2023. Okay,
yeah.
Tell me then.
I know. Hey, look at your dog's back there. I just saw him.
Yeah, he's in a towel.
Yeah, look at him. He's in a towel. I was saying it was funny.
I'll wrap him up in a towel.
Gertie's down here snoring like crazy.
Mr. Willis.
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy. Well, there we are. Another watch nerd expedition there. We missed Bo Gorey today, our great third man, but he is just so swamped fixing people's
Probably
watches.
polishing a case that looks just like this Patek right now.
Yeah.
He's literally making a case look this good.
Yeah, yeah. He's either doing that or he's working on his TRD Forerunner. Like, I'm putting a new rack on, dude.
Have you seen the new Broncos?
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
That's going to be a popular car.
Oh well, that car is like already sold out, and people like the
Coop got one. You know that artist Coop?
yeah.
He moved to Texas a while ago, but he got like on the list.
Oh yeah, yeah.
He's
They
getting one.
they
That's
just
a cool ass car.
they just postponed it another year because the company that's making the pop tops for them since COVID, they just can't keep up. It's
The
like
tires are kind of small.
yeah, I like it. I like it a lot, man.
No, that's going to be a really popular car.
Oh, it's going to be so. I mean, the base model's 29 grand. Everybody can get one.
Yeah, that's not
Killer.
bad.
I know.
That's like, by the way, if there's a car that goes with a Tudor, that's the guy.
It is absolutely. So, my advice to everybody: get out there and get a 39 millimeter Explorer One if you can find one right now.
Yeah,
They're out there all over eBay, and then
they're like what 7,500, $8,000.
yeah, you know, I've seen
I
them for
feel like
six.
that's an easy with the new release. That's an easy $9,000 in the next few months, probably
Yeah,
up to 10 by the end of the year.
I believe that too. 10 grand, 10 grand, and then I absolutely love the new Omega Speedmaster with the step dial, the dot over 90. I
It's a
love
good
that.
value for the price. You get a chronograph. What's the retail on the new one? 6-ish.
It's 63 for the Hesselite, 71 for the crystal.
And a lot of those dealers, they'll wheel and deal on you a little. So
Yeah, they will.
negotiate.
Yeah.
That's a good, if you're a person that wants like one nice watch, it's wearable. You don't have to worry about it. You're not going to get robbed.
It's great. It's
But
great.
I'm going to look at that Tudor 1926 thing.
Dude, I can get you a deal on that.
That's a sweet one.
I know.
Yeah.
All right. Well, great to see you, dude. I miss
This is
you.
my first Grail episode.
Yeah, your first Grail.
First Grail.
I love it, man. It's so good to have you on, you and the dog there. And congrats on your art show. Everybody follow Kevin at Kevin Christy. He just had a crazy successful show in New York. And I'm so happy for you, dude.
Look at this mess behind me.
I know.
Does it say art or what?
Skateboards, rock art, a dog.
A Hunter Thompson poster.
Yeah, I see that. Great. Hunter Thompson's God. Look at that. Well, yeah, man. What do you got coming up? You got some art stuff?
I mean, just follow my Instagram for art stuff. Yeah, I think I'm gonna make a little book for people to buy.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
and you got a hoodie coming, or is that not happening?
No, that's out.
Oh, it's out.
The Strokes you can buy if you want.
Oh yeah, the Strokes hoodie.
You can buy if you want to buy something with a drawing of mine on it. Strokes.com. There's a jacket and a hoodie. It's my design is the one with the hands on the fence. It's 2 hands on a fence with like an orb above the fence. So I did that for the Strokes.
So great.
And yeah, you can buy that. Fits good. It's got type all over it. It's good buy.
I love it.
And the jacket's not that expensive. It's like $60. I think the hoodie's like 50.
Yeah.
But Marcel's been wearing the hoodie like every day. It's super comfortable.
So good. I gotta come.
So weird wearing my own merch. So.
I got one out.
I wear your merch. I don't wear my merch.
All right, man. I love you, dude. I'll see you soon. And
right,
you and I will do a little flea market together. It'll be great.
Hell yeah. Talk to you later.
See you, buddy.